This is a vision I saw for Tim. It started March 1st on Tuesday, and it took a couple days to finish up. The first thing that I saw was Tim climbing a snow-covered mountain. He had a sword with him, but it was sheathed, or in its sheath. And as he climbed this mountain, you could see that the mountain got more and more steep as he climbed, to the point where he was finishing climbing the mountain, it was literally like a wall, like a sheet. And he had to kind of cling to the mountain with his hands and climb it like he was climbing up a flat wall. So he climbs up and he gets up to the very top of the mountain, and there's like a forest up there. And immediately, as soon as he gets up to the top of the mountain, he's got his like sword in his hand and he's holding it by the sheath, but he's not using it or anything. He just has it. And that's in his left hand. The sword's in his left hand, because I'm looking at him. And as soon as he gets to the very top of the mountain, he pulls out a gun, and it's like a 6-chamber or caliber, not a caliber. I don't know what a gun. It's just not like an automatic or anything. It's silver, and I wish I knew guns. I think that's my best way to describe it. I think it's like you have to like open it from the side, and you put the bullets in it. Is that a revolver? Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. And he shoots a bullet. And what happens is like time slows down or something, and I can see the bullet. And as the bullet comes out, it opens up in pieces, almost like a Matrix type thing, or like a slow motion, in a movie or something. And the bullet opens up, and you can see some of the gunpowder. It dumps out, and then there's also other pieces there as well. But the bullet then puts itself back together and begins to go forward at like a high speed. Like, I can't explain this speed, but you can almost see it. You can almost see the speed behind it, if that makes any sense. And it sort of just goes and goes and goes through this forest. So you watch it, and it just kind of like weaves in and out of things and goes and goes. And then all of a sudden it comes out into an area where it's like a cliff, like that mountaintop has ended and you can see down into a valley. So inside this valley at this point, I can look down and I can see that it actually looks like Lake Tahoe. That's in California, Nevada. I know you guys lived there, so you're probably familiar with that lake. Anyway, so at this point, the bullet comes out of that forested area, and it stops and hovers there, sort of up above the cliff that goes down into the valley. And again, the bullet separates itself into pieces and dumps more of this, what looks like to me gunpowder, and then puts itself back together. And then at this point in the vision, an eagle comes out, I think, of the forest and grabs the bullet into its mouth and then starts to go down the side of the cliff. And another thing happens here, which I almost don't mention just because it seems so out of place, except for the fact that it was nothing that I put into my mind. It came on its own, so I just will share it. And if it's weird and not meant to be here, then so be it. But otherwise, I will share. At this point, as the eagle's going straight down, you can see these penguins sort of sliding down the hill in their own environment, though. It was like a cold, frozen environment, even though that was not the case anywhere else. Anyway, they're sliding down this hill or almost falling a little bit. And once they hit the bottom, they like hit this lake, but it's frozen for them. And they just kind of, I think they die and they just lay there. But this eagle continues to go. And again, he's very fast. Anyway, and he breaks down through the ice, except for it's not really ice at all anymore. It's just the lake. And the bird goes down into the water, and he begins to fly in a circle in a way that sort of creates an underwater like whirlpool. I think that's what it's called. It looks like a tornado, but it's underwater. And as it's doing this, it's going faster and faster and faster. And then as it's doing this, things start to kind of rise to the surface, like broken pieces of wood and like a scuba diver and stuff, but he was alive. And that was pretty much the end of the vision. I know that a whirlpool was touching the bottom of the lake, and I do know one of the facts about the Lake Tahoe specifically is that it's one of the deepest lakes in the world, or in America at least. One of the two. Anyway, but it reaches this whirlpool from this eagle, and he still has the bullet in his mouth, reaches the bottom of this lake, and as it reaches the depths, items begin to surface that had settled on the depths. So that's the end.